Hi, and welcome to another episode of Rapid Fire Review, an airsoft gun review show brought to you by the people at pyramydair.com. I'm your host, Barry Goodband, and today it's my distinct pleasure to welcome our new co-host, Storn Cook.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, he's a local airsofter and good buddy of ours for a number of years, and welcome aboard, man. It's good to see you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So what are we taking a look at today?
Today we're looking at the KM4A1 by KWA. When you get it at home in this box, it's going to come with a few items. Some tools here to strip down the rifle and to adjust the front sight, a metal 300 round magazine, and a pretty standard unjamming and cleaning rod.
You're also going to find a really nice all-English KWA operator's manual for this piece, and in the back it has a really nice exploded diagram that has all the internal parts and their numbers so that if you need to replace anything, it's easy to do. All the information's right there in your manual. You're also going to find this yellow card. This here is to let you know that the gun is ready for a LiPo battery upgrade if you want to do that, all the way up to 11 volts. So, you know, that'll really spit out a high rate of fire if that's the direction you want to go. You're also going to find your standard KWA 45-day warranty, and this is here to cover any manufacturer defects, but I don't think you're going to find them.
One thing to note about this rifle is it does not ship with a battery, but that's not a problem. Pyramydair has all kinds of batteries to choose from. One thing to be aware of is that you want a small battery with a small connector to fit into the foregrip section.
All right. Well, with all that said, let's take it over and shoot it, see how she performs.
Can't wait.
All right, so we've got our range and chronograph equipment set up here. We're going to take this KM4A1 downrange and see what kind of performance we get.
Okay, and we're firing 0.20 gram BBs, and let's see what we get.
410, 406, 410, 410, and 403. All right, just a little bit over 400 there. Yeah, pretty consistent. Everything within a 10 feet per second range. So yeah, that's good consistency. We're going to do our rate of fire test now, and I wanted to let you guys know that for this gun, we've decided to use a 9.6 volt battery, and that's 1 volt, or well, an 8.4 is what we normally use. So that's a little bit higher voltage, and what we wanted to let you guys know is that this is KWA. These things are built to handle those higher voltages. So I think this 9 volt battery will really put out a good rate of fire for us.
Well, let's see if you're right.
16.9, almost 17 rounds per second. That really is spitting a mountain. And as I said, this is KWA, so this thing's ready to upgrade. This thing will take a battery all the way up to the 11 volt range if you want, and that would be like a laser beam, almost turning on a garden hose. So, but you know, this is KWA. This platform can handle those kinds of upgrades.
Let's see if it's accurate as well.
All right, I'll bet you it is, but we'll take a look anyway. All right.
Nice.
Pretty tight group there. It looks like about maybe 4 or 6 inches. And, you know, that's pretty decent. You know, a little bit of extra time, a little bit of adjustment. You can definitely dial that thing right in. Let's see what kind of pattern the full auto fire gives us.
Let's rock and roll.
Wow, all right. I'd say that's got better accuracy on the full auto than it does in the semi, or maybe I was just ready to have more fun with it, I guess.
You rocked that out.
All right.
That's cool.
Yeah, let's take her back over and
talk about it
a little bit more. Yeah.
So Barry, what did you think of the KM4A1 by KWA?
Well, I think you said it right there in 3 letters. KWA. This really is an exhibition of quality in manufacturing process. From the butt plate all the way up here to the tip of the rifle, this thing is absolutely rock solid. I mean, I can show you right here where the stock is mounted to the receiver. There's no flex or deviation at all. Up here in front of the receiver where the delta ring's located, a lot of you guys at home, I'm sure you've had experience with some flex or some deviation up here with lesser quality AEGs. This one is absolutely rock solid. I'd be more likely to bend that bipod before you're going to get any bend in this delta ring here. And the quality of the manufacturer doesn't stop here on the externals. It goes inside as well. This thing comes ready equipped with a 2GX reinforced gearbox from KWA, and that's in there, as we mentioned before, ready to handle the load of those stronger batteries, the 9.6, all the way up to the 11.1 LiPo. It's really going to lay down an excellent rate of fire. I mean, like I said before, like a laser beam or turning a garden hose on. It's going to be a lot of fun to shoot when you get that big battery in there.
So what I liked about it was the rate of fire. When you were going full auto, you had such a tight grouping. You were walking it to the target. You were cutting the target out. That's impressive, and it was consistent with 403 FPS to 410 FPS. That's just, you know.
Yeah, that's less than 7 points of deviation there. You're just not going to find that in most other AEGs.
And out of the box, you're ready to rock and roll. You're ready to keep some head down, you know, some heads down and hit some heads.
Yeah,
so it was great, and also the quality that you mentioned before. The sling mount here is really solid. I have an M4 at home. It's from another company, and this is broken on me. I know other people who have used M4s in the field, and it's broken on them as well. Yeah, it's just an impressively.
Well, I mean, you know, we have our other buddy in the field who's already managed to pick one of these up, and he's got all those bells and whistles on it. He's got optics and battery boxes and all kinds of things.
2 times as much as this does.
Yeah, and you know, that ring hasn't broken on him yet, I'm sure. And you know, on the other side of that coin, I mean, I've got an M4 from another company, and I didn't even get an ambidextrous sling mount like this. So that's the kind of the attention to detail that KWA puts into their pieces. You know, they are going to add extra little things like this sling mount here, but they're not going to put some chintzy little piece of metal on there. They're going to make sure that this is a rock solid piece right here. It's not going to have failures on you in the field, and that's why KWA is one of the hottest things going in the sport today.
Yeah, I mean, what a lucky day to walk onto the show and be able to review such a great piece of equipment. I mean, it just doesn't get better than that. Or I hope it does. But
well, I mean, yeah, hands down, this is the favorite. This is my favorite piece that's been on this table yet.
That's saying something.
Even over those of the historical pieces. You know, the guys that have been watching us for a while know that I'm the big history buff. I love the Thompsons, you know, the 1911s, the old historical pieces. But as far as just raw competitive performance goes, this is where it's at. This is the best piece that's been on our table thus far.
Well, you know, that about says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it does. So, all right, so that's all the time they gave us for the KWA KM4A1. But you guys keep your eyes open, because we'll be back in the near future, and we'll have another cool gun on tap from pyramydair.com. But until then, I'm your host, Barry Goodband.
And I'm Storn Cook. And if you have any questions or comments, you can send them to rapidfirereview@pyramydair.com. You can also look us up at Pyramid Air's Facebook page.
All right, and one more thing before we go, guys. I have to remind you that airsoft guns are realistic copies of actual firearms. So always play safely, act responsibly, and we'll see you guys out there in the field.
Do not remove the federally required orange marking from your gun. Treat airsoft guns the same as firearms. Assume a gun is loaded, even if you know it's unloaded. Never shoot at someone who isn't wearing proper eye protection. Never brandish your gun in public, and always transport it in a case. Do not point an airsoft gun at anyone as a joke. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Do not use airsoft guns to shoot at, discipline, or injure animals. Know the laws regarding airsoft guns and their use.